This is the Mariners POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Seattle Mariners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Boy, there's pitching duels, and then there's what we witnessed tonight at T-Mobile Park. Wow, what a game. A 1-0 game, it's usually like, oh my God, can't get anything done. No, this was just an excellent showcase of throwing the baseball, pitching the baseball, I should say. And it's great to see the Mariners come out on top. Another close game. A little shaky there with Munoz. There are some decisions that, we can ask about. I want to hear Chris Crawford's decision, his thoughts on the decision to pull Logan Gilbert at 86 pitches. But long story short, the Mariners get the dub 1-0, even up the series against the Milwaukee Brewers, go into the third game tomorrow afternoon with a chance to win the series. Anderson Hurst here, Christopher Crawford right to my left. We are the hosts of the Mariners POSTCAST here on the Locked On Mariners YouTube channel. We go live right after every single Mariner baseball game to break it all down, everything you just watched, the biggest moments from the game, the best performances. Walter, okay, so look at on today's show. Walter is not cooked. He cooked. This is one of those times where not having the we weren't just lazy and not putting the verb in there is before this. Cooked is not a adjective; it is a verb in this instance. Sorry for my weird English rant there, but yeah, he's back. This is the Logan Gilbert I've been waiting to see for all year long. And I've been mentioning this, and even when he's looked good and gotten through maybe 5 or 6, maybe one iffy inning, it's just like, yeah, it's there, but it's not at the same time. This was Walter. And, that's what I'm here to see. And it makes me so much more confident in him moving forward. Sorry, Chris Crawford, I went for 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Well, that's okay. It's, by the way, Walter cooked. It's kind of like the let's eat grandma thing.
Let's eat, grandma.
Yes. But he did. Walter cooked. And by the way, it's more a Breaking Bad reference than anything else.
That's a good point. That's good. I didn't think about that. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. So I missed the start of this game. I had it recorded, but Anders and I were recording Seahawks stuff. We are doing the Locked On Seahawks squad. And we got a chance to talk to Robert Turbin today, and it's very cool. And there's just a little bit of self-promotion. And also, so I rewind to the start of the game, and I'm like, I hope I can catch up. Oh, I caught up pretty quickly, Andrew.
Yeah, you did.
There was not a lot of game action that I missed because it went really quick. And, I talked about this with the Paul Skeens-George Kirby matchup, right? Where both of those guys were so dominant. This is another one that I hope people can kind of appreciate, especially when you get the win, right? Yeah. Another 1-0 victory in this type of game, which, I want the Mariners to score more runs, but in the long term, it's kind of fun to say, you know what? I went to a Mariner game once, and it was Logan Gilbert against Jacob Misiorowski, and it was 1-0, and they both were just fantastic. And wouldn't shock me if both of those guys someday were in Cooperstown. It's one,
wow.
I know that's a hot take, and there's a long way to go.
Hot take. It's just very, very. There's a lot to go.
There's a long way to go. But it won't shock me because both those guys are sensational. It was great to see how they score their one run. It was great to see result beat process because there was a decision today that was made that I hated as much as I've hated any managerial decision made this year. I hated it, but I loved this fast, baseball game. It was so fun to watch. And, and here's the other thing too. You guarantee a 3-3 homestand against two of the better teams in baseball, right? Like now let's get selfish. Let's get selfish and hope that the Seattle Mariners can win because a 4-2 homestand here is an unreal good result. It wasn't always pretty, but I'm pretty excited.
Landon, thanks for hopping in. As a Brewers fan, it's always great to hear fans from other fan bases and not just to drink tears. I do that every once in a while. When we beat the other team, you go into the other team's thing and see how pissed off they are, yada, yada. But I like it when it's the opposite, when it's like, hey, you guys are really good. It's good to see. Brewers fan here. Got to give you all your flowers. Logan Gilbert's going to win a Cy Young in the future. He was dealing. I would not be surprised if he does. I would not, especially the way he was pitching tonight. Yeah. Let's just get right into it. Yeah. Start with the start. Logan Gilbert. What else can you say, man? And I would have liked to see it go 7. I think he got the stuff to go 7. We'll talk about the decision to not let him go 7 for sure. But gets through 6 1/3, and it was just looking dominant. This was the Logan Gilbert that we knew last year that he runs through a lineup if he really wants to. And that's your ace right there. That's your ace. I'm sorry. I know Brian Woo's been as good as he has been this year, and I'm a huge Brian Woo fan. But Logan Gilbert's in this type of form. He's your ace.
So it's a thing we talk about quite a bit on the show, ceiling and floor, right?
Yep.
Because the ceiling of Logan Gilbert is as good as any starter in baseball.
Yes.
As good as any starter in baseball. And he generates 15 swings and misses. And, I know that he only goes 5 1/3 in that start against Detroit. Let's not forget that the reason he goes 5 1/3 is Luke Raley's defense, which we may have to start talking about again, by the way, because not only is he struggling defensively, he ain't making up with it with the bat, is he, folks? So,
Luke, okay, hold on. Before we get into that,
yeah.
Luke, just please don't be that bad to where you're the guy that gets demoted and not Dylan Moore, please. Please. Please.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking.
No, I totally get it. But, that's now he's thrown, I believe, with 6 1/3 and 5 1/3. He's now thrown 11 1/3 innings without giving up any earned runs, and he has 19 strikeouts against 2 walks over that. That's what we signed up for. Yep. That's what we signed up for. And I love that he at least got into the 7th inning. I love that he was so efficient that it wasn't even a question mark of whether or not he was starting the 7th inning. Can we just get into it now?
Yeah, let's go. Why pulls him at 86 pitches after the single to, was it Bryce Terang?
Yeah. And Jackson Churrio's at the plate, and I get it. Churrio did hit a pretty long single off of him, and he is one of the more talented hitters in baseball. I hated the decision to pull him there. I hated it, man. It's 86 pitches, and give your ace, like we just called him, a chance to finish 7 innings for the first time since his very first start of the year. That was just playing it too safe. And, if Matt Brash had been looking better the last few outings, I'd get it a little bit more. But Matt Brash doesn't look right now. And by not look right, he doesn't look like the most dominant reliever in baseball the way he looked for a stretch this year, right? There was a stretch where Matt Brash was as good as literally any pitcher in baseball, reliever or starter. He was missing that many bats and initiating that little of weak contact or hard contact, excuse me. I don't get it. I don't understand the decision, man. And some people are saying ramping back up. Come on. It's freaking July 22nd.
And you just had a week off.
And boy, if they would have lost this game because of that decision, the FCC, I know, doesn't have a whole lot to do with podcasts, but there might have been something. There might have been something, because I don't think I could have stopped yelling. I don't think I could have. I just don't understand why you don't let your ace get at least another batter, right?
Yeah.
Least another batter.
And this isn't about the game's gone. I want to see the guys go longer and pitch longer. It's about who is the best guy to get through the inning. Who is the guy to get? Xander, it's okay. You have some great takes.
It's great. And honestly, this is why sports are so fantastic, is because this is not an objective thing, right? As much as I want to make it an objective thing, it's not. It's super subjective, right?
Yeah.
I just wanted Logan Gilbert to get through 7. I wanted him, and I think he deserved that shot. He deserved that shot to get through 7 innings, and his stuff was good. Yeah. His stuff was good. He gives up just a little ground ball through the hole. Let Walter keep cooking. Walter keep cooking.
I struggle because Zach A makes a good point here. We've had a lot of outings where these guys struggle in that last inning. I don't love or hate it, and I don't necessarily hate the idea of trying to be proactive and get out of that situation before it even happens. Because we've seen the opposite where they leave him in too long and it's why is he still pitching? And I get you're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place when you have to make that decision as a manager. But I just think there's in these, like you said, these things are subjective. There's factors that go into it, right?
Of course.
I just think so many of the factors were on the side of leaving Logan Gilbert in the game. I think it's almost overwhelmingly obvious at least on my perspective, because and it's not to be honest, this is where I differ from you a little bit. I don't care if he deserves it. I want to give the Mariners the best chance to win.
Sure.
I don't care about giving him his flowers. Like, oh, he needs to go 7 for the first time this year. I just want to give the Mariners the best chance to win. And I think he was the best chance to have them win.
Yeah, that's much more eloquently put. And by, the other thing here is too, like, now you kind of have some self-doubt about whether or not they're going to give Gilbert that chance, right? And if you're Gilbert, you're like, do I have to be perfect in these innings now to be able to get through? And that's when you start nibbling, right? And that's where you start stopping trusting your stuff. And like the whole thing with me is 86 pitches, pitches, and he'd given up a total of 2 hits in the game, and he hadn't walked anybody.
I was gonna say, not just 2 hits. He would have been perfect if it weren't for those 2 hits. He had 2 guys get on base.
Yes, and his stuff was so good today. So good. By the way, speaking of good stuff, let's just also Jacob Mizorowski. So Logan Gilbert generates 15 swings and misses in 2 1/3 less innings. Jacob Mizorowski.
Did he go 4?
No, he went 3 1/3 or 3 2/3, I believe.
Did he come out in the 4th? I thought he went out in the 5th.
He came out in the 4th. 3 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. He generated 16 swings and misses on 64 pitches. That is a 25% swing and miss rate. That guy's stuff is special. And here's what I'll just say right now. We can talk about it in the second half of the show. We'll talk, of course, about the one guy who gets the run. We asked if it was Brandon Woodruff or the Seattle Mariner offense. If you're asking me the same question, it was Jacob Mizorowski. Oh, my goodness gracious. Now, we can talk about the other 5 1/3 innings, right? Or 4 1/3 innings, because they only play 8. That's a different story. But if you came away from this with anything but, oh, my goodness gracious, Jacob Mizorowski is a potential superstar, then I think you're missing the point. Like the other Cars argument that I made last night, we can make it with Jacob Mizorowski and then some. He was spectacular.
And he's not a complete product yet either. You saw kind of completed like
package
product. Yeah, package. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Right. He has some command issues. The Mariners, if they guess right, they can get hits off him. They got 3 off of him in 3 1/3 innings or whatever. So it's not like he literally was dominant. I think Logan Gilbert outpitched him today, but that's just crazy. That these 2 guys are even on that same realm, to be honest. It's
so fun. It's so fun. And by the way, I never know when I'm going to get the chance to say this. Anybody who had an issue with Jacob Mizorowski being an all-star, please just be quiet for a little bit, man. Because number 1, it's an exhibition game. And number 2, you want to put the most exciting players in baseball. How many pitchers are more exciting than Jacob Mizorowski right now?
And no one said it when Paul Skeens did it last year. He was basically the same situation, a little bit longer, because he, I think, started the league, started the year with the Pirates. But I don't want that same energy. If you're going to be that guy, bring me that same energy with Paul Skeens as well. Amen. I don't know. But I told you.
Totally get it.
All right, so we're going to talk about this game. I know we just talked pitching, but what a pitching performance from both sides. Honestly, really, really good.
Good.
And like you said, I really like the way you put it. This was less of a Mariners got dominated. The Mariners bats were flailing everywhere. Yeah. This was wow, that pitcher's really dang
good. It was awesome. It was so awesome, and I hope we don't see him again until the end of October.
I'm with you. All right, let's talk about FanDuel before I start gushing more over Jacob Mizorowski. Summer sports are in full swing, and whether you're all about the baseball under the lights, golf on the green, or high-stakes soccer action, FanDuel is the best way to make every game more exciting.
We know you guys are already following the action, so why not make it a little more thrilling? With FanDuel, you can get in on the game while your friends are getting sunburned at the beach. There's always new daily promotions, which is a lot of fun. It's easy to use. It's fast to pay out, which is also a lot of fun. And whether you're doing a same-game parlay or you're watching a bet ride into the 9th inning, imagine if you had the Mariners 1-0 today, how exciting that game was at the very end. FanDuel makes it feel like you're part of the action.
New to FanDuel, customers can bet just $5 and get $150 $50 back in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com to get started. All right, we'll try and whip through this quickly because, not a ton to talk about offensively, but Raleigh hits number 39 tonight to get as a solo shot to get the Mariners' only run. It's all it needed. It's all they needed. We talked about the bullpen decision. Just quickly go through offensively what you saw. Obviously you're facing one of the best guys in baseball, in Mizurowski. Right. But after that, you said maybe that not necessarily the case going against the Brewers bullpen.
So, and these guys are good, right? Like DL Hall has an ERA of 2.16, and I know reliever ERA can be a little funky, but like DL Hall has an ERA of 2.16. Jared Koenig, 3.86. It's not great. Abner Uribe, whose stuff is just, we were talking about in our group chat, that guy's stuff is just electric. Really, he has a chance to be the next great closer, in my personal opinion. Those guys are good. I'd like to see more against those guys, right? Like, I'd like to see more offensive effort against those dudes, but big dumper, man. And, it's so great to see the power, right? And that's such a weird thing to say, but these first 5 games, there's been a little bit of power lull. Now, he just missed one against Mizurowski in the first inning, right? Yeah. Like, just got underneath it a little bit. He didn't get underneath anything on that pitch from Nick Mears, man. And that is such a clutch moment on top of the fact that it's just such an impressive piece of hitting, because a lot of people are just popping that baseball up. A lot of people are just popping that ball up, but Big Dumper is so strong right now. And, he's sometimes will chase those pitches up, and that's when things aren't going great. But when he's locked in like the way he has been for most of the season, it doesn't matter if he's chasing that, because he can hit the ball out to any part of the field on any part of the plate, and they needed it. They absolutely needed it, because I don't know if the Mariners are scoring a run tonight. I really almost kind of doubt it, the way that the offense looked and the way that Milwaukee was pitching, because Nick Mears did a fantastic job outside of that one pitch, right? Milwaukee's a really good baseball team, a really, really good baseball team. And it's, maybe a little bit of an excuse, but I was super impressed with what I saw from them. And I've always super impressed with seeing a homer from Big Dumper like that. That's just a special player doing a special thing.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm underestimating him a little bit, but it's almost like, or I don't know if it's underestimated, just pointing it out. I could be totally wrong, but he doesn't even have to get all of it to get it out.
No,
it's almost like, I feel like almost more often than not, he doesn't get all of it. So, and then obviously sometimes he just crushes it and it's gone instantly. But it seems like a lot of these home runs that he's hitting would be pop-ups for almost everyone else. But because he's so strong, and even if he just gets under it, it's still like, hey, that's going to carry out of here because I'm that guy, right?
Yeah, no doubt. And it's very similar, and these two players are not similar in anything but one tool. It's very similar to Shohei Ohtani, where it's like, oh, he didn't get all of that. Oh, my God, it's 430 feet. Like that. It's just that type of strength right now. And it's not just a torpedo bat, to make it clear. Clearly, he feels comfortable swinging that thing, and that's great. But it's not just that. It's not just that, because this guy was among the barrel leaders in baseball last year. He's among the barrel leaders this year. Yeah, there's sometimes is just being strong enough that the ball's going to travel, right? And that wasn't the case today. Like, that would have been a homer in 30 of 30 parks. But I think it's a great point that, like, there are times where Big Dumper is so freaking strong that it doesn't matter if it's a little off the end of the bat, or it doesn't matter if it jams him a little bit, or it doesn't matter if he's out in front on it. He is going to hit the ball out of the park. He is incredible.
Really quick, 1 minute, unsung hero.
JP Crawford, the defensive play that he made
tonight. There you go.
Now, and because, when I've been very critical of JP, my son's defense, but I thought that was a huge play. I thought that was a huge play to, I don't think he got a great read on it at first, but to make that play and to make a strong enough throw there. If I was going to go with an unsung villain, by the way, it would be Luke Raleigh. He is really struggling defensively, but my unsung hero is
you just love taking two, so I don't get one.
Fine.
It's no, you just did it for me. I guess if we're in a rush, that's a great way to do it, which we are. Really appreciate. Ty Dang Gonzalez pops in. Need to know Robert Turman's thoughts on the win. Yes, he is referencing, if you guys missed it, if you are Seahawks fans, we launched our Seahawks squad show today. live every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 o'clock until the Seahawks season starts. Go check it out on the Locked On Seahawks channel. Really fun. Me, Chris, and we got to talk to Robert Turbin, former Seahawks running back and Super Bowl 48 champion. Please check it out. It was a ton of fun. We'll have episode number 2 on Thursday. But for tonight, yeah, go ahead. Really, I knew you were going to say something.
I was just going to say that his muscles still look the exact same. It's stupid. It's really stupid that a human being can look like that.
Dude is yoked. He is yoked. All right, for tonight, Mariners get the 1-0 win. Have a chance at the series win tomorrow. And like you said, you've already guaranteed yourself a 3-3 homestand. Let's get greedy here. Let's do what we not did against the Astros, right? You already guaranteed the series win there, and then you kind of went in on Sunday, kind of pooped the bed a little bit. But let's get greedy here. Let's win the homestand. Well, if you win both of these series, that's a massive win for this team before they go on the road once again. All right, last word, Chris Crawford.
Love you, Walter.